Hey, welcome to Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. This is the show where we talk to live performers, singers, writers. That wouldn't be really a live performer, but singers, actors, dancers, musicians, and a lot of comics, comedians. We talk to them about their careers, what they did before COVID, how they're adjusting to COVID, what they're going to do moving forward. The COVID has shut down the live entertainment industry completely across the board. This gives everyone an opportunity to catch up with their favorite performers, and the performers an opportunity to share some product, some merch, some albums, so forth, and get some support while we're going through this COVID thing. So thank you for being here. If you enjoyed the show, do me a favor, like the video first. Number one, most important, please like the video. That helps me immensely. Also, share the video if you really like the show. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. That helps a lot as well. That goes really far with YouTube. It helps us helps me to put shows up and get more attention on YouTube. Also, if you want to support the show financially, if you want to throw some money at the show, there's a couple of options for you. Bam, they're right above my head, right there. Look at that. Look at that. You can go to lennyschmidt.com/if you can. That's my website. You can Venmo me at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. And you can join my Patreon page, which I'll talk about later in the broadcast. You can do a monthly fee. You can pay as little as $1 on all of those options. If you enjoy the show, you enjoy the content, the interview, with the white noise, whatever you're doing with the show in the background, you can throw $1 at it, whatever you think it's worth. Just $1. It's simple. Just $1. You have an option between $1 and $10,000. There's an actual $10,000 button on my website. I'm not going to tell you how many people have used it. But it rhymes with the word zero. Anyway, please feel free to throw some money at the show. We'd appreciate it. We don't have any sponsors. The show is totally sponsored by and supported by all of the people that watch the show and some of the entertainers that have been on the show as well. So I can't thank you enough. So sit back, enjoy the show, enjoy today's episode, and we're going to start it right now. This is taped. But it won't be taped in a second. This is going to be live. Here we go. Enjoy the show. Thanks for being here. Take care. I really love that song. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. I am Lenny Schmidts. Good to see you. What's going on? I actually was even chatting to people on the little YouTube thing there. Look at that. I'm trying some new streaming stuff today. So far, it seems to be going really well. A little bit of new technology here and there, condensing some stuff. And I have a new camera, which I won't. It looks like I won't get to till I get home. But I have a new camera also that I'm working on as well. How are you guys doing? Thanks for tuning into Quarantine Comedy. As you know, we're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm in Wichita. You guys are aware of that. It's Wednesday night. There's actually a open mic going on next to me. Oh, I had a burp almost. There's an open mic going on right next to me as we speak. And when this show is over, I have to boot this down and run over there and tell some new jokes that may or may not do well. Let's see, man. Let's see. How you doing, guys? Thanks for being here. I don't have a lot of news, man. I went through looking at the news. There's not a lot going on. There's no cruise news. If you're a football fan, Nick Saban's got COVID. There's a resurgence, apparently, of COVID in the country from small gatherings. Everybody, I say this, wear your mask is important, I guess, but don't have any parties with more than 4 people now. That's the thing. So that's all I got. Besides that, how are you guys doing? Let's see who's here. I know I was talking to some of you guys. Brenda, Robin Greenberg, how are you? I'm going to say hello to you first. Look, I'm looking on my phone, and let me see if I can find the pop-up conversation. Here we go. Hey, there's everybody. Nice backdrop. It's an actual brick wall behind me. Look. Yeah, it's an actual brick wall. I like it so much, I'm going to tape some bumpers and some openings for the show in here tomorrow. So you'll be seeing this brick wall moving forward for a while. I like it. It's pretty cool. I'm actually in the bedroom I'm staying. I would show you the rest of the room, but I don't want to move. If I move anything, everything falls. I'm on one small round table here. So So that's all I got. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate it. I feel fabulous as well. Lots of viewers here. We're really lucky, man. You guys are great. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. It's really great. It's awesome. Also, I'll mention this at the end of the show as well, but I'll touch base with you now. Friday show is taped. It will not be live. But the guest is Jill Maragos, who I worked with last week in Oklahoma City, and we taped an episode because I have a show at the exact same time this podcast is supposed to be going on. So still working out the logistics of traveling with the podcast, but so far I think I'm doing pretty well. I'm relatively happy. So let's get somebody's why do people always everyone knows? Never mind. My children and my ex-wife know exactly when I go on live, and that's when they contact me with questions. I don't understand why that is happening. I'm beginning to think it's sabotage. That's just what I'm thinking. All right, folks, we're going to get right to it today because, like I said, I got a show next door. This gentleman has a schedule, a tight schedule. He's a lot to do. We're lucky to get him. Please give it up. We're going to bring, I'll give you a little taste. He's a comic. He's from Brooklyn, New York. You might have heard of him as a kind of a life coach or his guru. Tommy Llama is what he goes by. And why don't we take a second to take a look at my good friend, the very funny, the very talented, I can only hit one button at a time. Tommy Savitt. Here we go.
And we have the British. They take credit for inventing English. Then why did they have accents? I've been around the world. I traveled to many foreign countries like Quebec. I don't know if you noticed this, many foreign countries don't speak English. And if you don't speak English, I can't understand you. If I can't understand you, how can God? God speaks English. We know he does. That's the language the Bible's written in.
Folks, that is my good friend. Let's bring him out here live right now in front of all of you. My good friend, Tommy Savitt. Here he is. Tommy Savitt, how are you, man?
Om Shanti Om.
Oh, a little namaste from my friend Tommy. That's just what I need right now on the road. And I like the hat. The hat makes you look even more like a life coach. I love that so much. That's classic.
A Christmas, the green and red Christmas.
I like the
aura.
Get ahead
colors.
Get ahead of the look, man. The green and red is good. It blends well. You got a nice setup. You got a kitchen over your right shoulder. I like it, man. Your little your little internet setup. How are you doing, my friend?
These are the best of times, my friend. This is, I've been able to purge myself of my sins and anything that's been holding me back during this forced sabbatical that we made. I feel like Moses on Mount Sinai waiting for the tablets to arrive from the Lord. We're all in, and I'm waiting. He hasn't answered me. I'm not taking any disrespect to that. But this is a time of cleansing. The comedy world has been exterminated in general, thus far. And, a lot of people cry over these things. But to me, this is a beginning. Look, when a volcano erupts, right, it destroys a village. But the magma, the lava, goes into the ocean and forms a new island to perform in. That's how you got to look at it.
That's the most positive thing I've ever seen heard in my life.
Thank you.
An entire village is destroyed. However, there's a new stage created.
Destruction is a purging, and we're purging. Do not cry, embrace, and enjoy the destruction, and watch it like Nero.
See, you're the perfect guy to have on here right now.
Italy.
I see. Look, nothing can get you down. Does anything ever get you down? Is there ever a negative?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. Listen, as our business expires, it forces us to develop other aspects of our talents. We're not limited to live stand-up. We can do storytelling now. Mm-hmm. We could do acting when it resumes. That will resume to full effect. That is undeniable.
Right.
There's writing. There's a lot of. Instead of being a one-trick pony, being abused by a bad, evil booker, we are now our own enterprise. We are expanding into other mediums that we necessarily wouldn't have done. Like now you have your own show, Quarantine Comedy. This wouldn't have happened had it not been for the disease.
You're absolutely
so be grateful.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
There is no bad. There is no bad. We don't understand what bad is.
Yeah. Well, it's just change. All change is good. It's all how you take it, right?
Yes. I embrace it. I've never been so happy in my life.
Every time I talk to you, you're happier than you ever have been in your life. That's the most beautiful. This is exactly what I need to hear. That's great. It's what I'm sorry. Say that again.
It's not much of a, it's not much of a jump for me to be happier than what I was before. I started very low. Not a high threshold.
Now
I embrace misery. I embrace the misery.
You embrace. It's
like you watch Arnold Schwarzenegger in Pumping Iron. He's doing the pain, and he goes, "I'm coming. I feel like I'm." He turned the frown upside down, baby.
Yeah. Well, it's like there is no gain if there is no pain, right? Is that the phrase?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So this is not a bad thing.
My football coach used to tell me that. There is no pain, there is no gain. That's what he used to tell me.
It's true.
And
and I'm filled with pain, so I'm blessed.
Good. See, you're exactly the voice we need to hear right now. This is good because nobody knows what the hell's going on. The holidays are coming up. This is still dragging on for 7 months. Halloween's been taken away from everybody. I mean, it's the new world order is intense.
By the way, I have a question for you. You're in Wichita. Are they doing social distancing in the clubs there?
Yeah, they're a little strict. Well, tonight's my first show here, but they're pretty strict here. Today they were putting down new stickers on the floor to show where people could be. And from what I understand, you have to be 8 feet from the stage here, or 6 feet. And in Little Rock, the guy who owns this room also owns Little Rock. He says it's 12 feet there. So every state has their own rule, but here you got to be 6 feet away from the stage.
And I heard in Florida, this is a little birdie told me they're doing I'm doing a metaphor here, like full frontal nudity. And what I mean by that is there's no mask, there's no distancing. They're packing it to the hilt. They're living life pre-COVID, like it was 1999.
Yeah, they're crazy. It's like Wisconsin's doing the same thing.
Yeah, so it's
just
interesting. They don't care.
Well, they're following the rules here because I know last week they had Rodney Carrington here last week, who is an enormous draw here. So they could only fill the room so much, and people were complaining because well, there's plenty of seats left, and the owner's like, I know, but I can't use them. Even the owner knows he's not happy. Now I won't have that problem here in Wichita because I am not a big draw. The fact that the 25% capacity is working in my favor here. I'll be honest with you. I've never. That's a step up. See, that's good. Yeah, I'm good.
You sold out. See? You were restricted by the parameters. Just turn it around, man.
Yeah. Now it works in my favor. See, I win.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I know they were putting on the stickers today, so we'll check it out. But I was out in the stores. I was out in the public. I went to the store and had to do some running around. There's a lot of people in stores who don't give a shit. There's a lot of people in the grocery stores walking around, no mask, no nothing. Nobody blinks. Nobody says anything. So, and even people that have the mask are doing that half-ass. They're not even doing the mouth thing. It's like hanging under their chin. I go, what's the point of even putting it on if you're not even going to try to make an effort? You know what I mean? They're hanging off their ear. It's like a bad earring hanging on. So different states, I guess, have different rules. Not like California. Very strict in California now.
It's very strict, and that's why there's a major exodus from this. Like the Jews when they in Egypt when they went to the desert for 40 it was 40 years or 40. It was it was 40 years, 40 days, 40 nights. I don't know. It doesn't make a difference. It's context. It doesn't matter.
That's so close.
There's a mass exodus from California because because you know why, Lenny? Everyone's guessing. Everyone's pretending to be the Lord, and they're not the Lord.
Right.
And there is no consistency in scientists. There's no consistency in the politicians. So it's Harry Carey. So it's Harry Carey. All the models have been wrong. I don't know what's right. I'm just saying, like, they're contradicting each other. They're not cohesive. So we're living in abnormality. And by the way, the WHO came out, 2 days ago, official. It's not getting press. The WHO, the World Health Organization.
I thought you meant the actual WHO.
Yeah, no. Well,
sorry.
If the WHO said something, then that would be a decree.
Roger Daltrey probably has his shit together right now. I would think he'd be the guy.
Yeah, Daltrey. No, Daltrey's Moses level. That's no joke.
Yeah, you're right.
But the WHO is the second best thing, and they said, stop the lockdowns. It's a failure.
Yeah, I just saw that. I saw that yesterday.
Okay, it was a bastardized experiment.
Well, you know what it's going to.
What should have been done? What should have been done was a selective quarantine.
Right. Especially like people that knew they were high risk, they should stay home.
Yeah. Because you know what? It's unavoidable. This virus is a very smart virus. It mutates. Yeah. Not a dummy. It's not like that dumb Ebola.
Yeah.
Ebola was dumb. Ebola was a moron.
Be careful. Don't piss Ebola off. You're poking a sleeping giant, Tommy. You're poking a sleeping giant.
Let me explain to you. I may be poking the giant, and I may be giving it inspiration. So viruses are living things too, according to some. It's a controversial. Some say it's an alien. Some say they're not a life. I'm not here to judge whether they're a life form or not.
Right.
The Ebola was very strong, Lenny. Ebola would kill you. Blood's coming out of your eyes.
Dude,
Blood's coming out of your
Eat you up from the inside out.
It didn't play this hokey pokey with you.
Right.
It didn't play some people get a mild level, some people get no symptoms. It didn't play games.
Yeah, no.
Knocked your ass down.
Right.
But what happens when a virus does that? It doesn't live. It doesn't get to expand and become the colony it deserves to be.
Oh, because it kills people off so quick, right?
It's too stupid. This one has finesse. This one outwits its opponents. This one is able to mutate beyond mass. By the way, there was an article in the New York Post 3 weeks ago. It has already mutated, and it mask and hand sanitizers. It's figured a way around that.
Sure.
And figure out the arbitrary social distance. I'm just saying, this is a very clever foe that we're dealing with. Very smart. Wants to live. It doesn't want to kill you. So it's what happens. So as a result, it's more contagious, but less deadly now. In general.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. But that's
I'm a self-anointed scientist.
You cover a lot of bases. I like that. That's good. Now,
there's nothing I don't do.
Now, are you leaving the house at all? Are you one of those guys that's locked in, or are you going
to... Listen. You know what the best defense is? A strong immunity.
Right.
And that's why I recommend the vodka cleanse.
The vodka cleanse. All right. I'm a big fan of vodka.
Have you heard of vodka?
Explain that to me, because that sounds like something that's up my alley. I like it.
When you drink vodka, it releases toxins.
Okay.
Will you throw up? Yeah. But that's your body protecting you from embarrassing memories.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. I never looked at it that way before. All right.
This is a great time. This is a time to capitalize. This is a time to readjust. This is not a sad time. This is a teaching what's happening here, and we should embrace it.
Yeah.
Now if you wind up in the hospital, it's of course a lesson you don't want to learn, but that's the risk of life.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. You know, I'm trying not. I'm one of those guys who's not afraid of the virus. I go out and do stuff, but I follow all the rules. You know what I mean? I'm trying to. I just flew.
Yeah. By the way, it's safe. It's the safest to fly right now. They decontaminate left and right. I've been on the plane too.
Yeah.
They decontaminate. People are wearing masks, whatever. Even if it's a placebo, it gives you a mental security, and even if the masks don't work, it gives you this false sense of hope that you'll survive.
Well, it's just better. It's always better than no hope at all, right?
It builds your immune system. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm also a big believer in, because we're both, when you come from the same ilk, you're a comedian, so you travel a lot. Our immune system is way up here, you know, compared to like
Absolutely.
regular.
And yes, you are 1,000% correct. We've been exposed to so much disgusting, sleazy, environments, people, post-show duration.
Dude, I'm sleeping in a comedy. I'm sleeping in a comedy condo tonight. Come on, man. You know what I mean?
Bed bugs. We've been through it.
Yeah.
I haven't been. By the way, I've had one of my work. By the way, I fear bed bugs more than any virus. I was in Traverse, Michigan. I went to an Econo Lodge, and I was so tired. I'm on the road, Lenny, giving my healings, giving my teachings, sacrificing my life, my health for the people. I'm in an Econo Lodge because, you know, I'm a very humble guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course I do the Sheratons, but, you know, I want to be with the people. So
yeah,
you understand.
You're a giver.
Yeah. So I see this bug that I've never seen before, and it looked like something I seen in the Wikipedia describing a bed bug. But I was so tired, Lenny. I said, "That's not a bed bug. It's not. I squashed it. Did I? I don't even know. Maybe I was too tired to squash it. I don't know. It was by the light. I figured it was one. Maybe I'm imagining it.
Yeah.
I wake up the next morning, Lenny, and there's blood all over my pillow, like in The Godfather with the horse.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. And I contacted the owner, and the owner wasn't there. I mean, I contacted the front desk, and the guy didn't want to reimburse me. He goes, after all, you did spend the night here.
So
I'm going to charge you.
So you got something out of it? That doesn't seem cool.
Yeah, I got the service. I stayed. I slept through it. So I'm not going to reimburse you. And I said, I'm a celebrity. And I'm going to post this all over Facebook. Okay, I'll give you half. Okay, I'm going to post it on Twitter and Instagram too. And I got my money back.
Oh, look at you, winner. Smart.
Yeah, I got my money back. I said, I'm going to report you to all the Better Business Bureau, all this stuff. But they, just to show you that I'm able to not crumble under evil, I'm able to use my aura of goodwill and turn the frown upside down.
Nice, yeah. Classic Tommy Savitt motion, right? That's good.
Now I went to another hotel after that, and I had to decontaminate my clothing.
Yeah.
I went to CVS and got bed bug spray and sprayed. Took my books, because I read books. I'm one of the few that do, and I put them in the freezer. And
wait, you put your books in the freezer?
It was, by the way, psychologically traumatic experience.
Yeah, the bed bugs are reading.
Well, reading is number one, but then the bed bugs, then Corona.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't. No, what hotel was that you had the bed bugging? It was not a Sheraton.
Econo Lodge, the Chic.
The Econo Lodge, the Chic.
Chateau.
All right, that's good to know. No, it's important to know that, man. I'm not a fan.
Traverse City.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been okay. I've done Traverse City.
By the way, they were charging Hilton prices because that's where Michael. It was during that time Michael Moore was doing his festival. He does annual festivals in Traverse City in Michigan.
Oh, right on.
Film
Yeah,
fest-
yeah. Right. Yeah. Of
festival.
course. Yeah, yeah.
So I was worried about taking the bedbugs home with me, but I probably found them new locations to nest
You
during
probably
the duration.
dropped him off at the other hotel.
Yeah, other hotels, other locations,
Yeah.
giving them a new aspect of change. It's
Sure.
about this is the premise of this show.
Yeah,
Change.
change.
Accept change.
Change for the bed.
I'm sure I
There we
disrupted
go.
their lives. I disrupted their lives.
Absolutely. They didn't know what they're going to do. They probably left their family. They're
No.
in a different suitcase going somewhere else. They don't know what's up. I like it.
Yeah, so that's one of the horror stories of the road.
How?
And by the way,
Go ahead.
one time in Laughs in Tucson, there was a notorious condo that was notorious for bed bugs and stuff, and I refused to stay there. And the owner thought I was a diva.
A prima donna. Yeah, a little
Prima
uppity.
donna.
A little uppity.
I was never booked. I paid on my own. I paid on my own dime, my own hotel. I didn't stay at the condo.
Oh, that's messed up if you paid for it, right?
I paid for my own hotel, and I'm a diva. I've had bigger names stay at that condo than you. So but that's okay. I stayed true. I have no regrets. I would do it again.
Well, you're a better man. You're a better man.
I'm not afraid to stand up for myself and set an example for other comedians and audience members, and to raise them from the depths of their despair. A lot of people say, they've hit rock bottom in life, and I say, stay there. What's your rush? All your friends are here.
Yeah.
Drink beer with them.
Enjoy the company, right? Enjoy the company. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah. It's great to see you working, Lenny. I'm glad you're in Wichita, man. That's great.
Yeah, it's nice to be on the road, man. It's been a while. It's good. It's felt good.
Yeah, I get up every 2 months. It's
Where have you been getting out? Have you gone on the road? Have you done anything during this whole shutdown?
Yeah, I think a month or two ago, I did a nice run in Maryland, in West Virginia, and Virginia.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do a little Vegas stints upcoming November, and I got Ventura Harbor Comedy Club coming up, and then I got something in some theater in Olympia, Washington in January.
Okay, that's cool. Is now Vegas? Where are you going to be at in Vegas? Did you have a residency there, or what was the?
I had 2 residencies.
Okay.
I was at the Tropicana, and I was at the Stratosphere.
Okay. Trop is Harry's place, right? The factory?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is correct.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be opening shows back up this weekend, I think, if I heard right.
I believe they opened up, But, the thing is, you don't know if they're going to be closed down again.
Yeah.
Second, I don't know if we're in the 5th wave, 8th wave, what the difference
I don't know what's
make?
going on. I don't know it anymore. Every you're different news every other hour, and depending on the channel you're watching.
It's all arbitrary because live performers aren't allowed to perform, but a nail salon is now,
right?
Or this is all arbitrary. Every state's doing their own thing. There's no consistent, and everyone's guessing.
Right.
Everyone's guessing, and so you just have to remove yourself from this insanity and be of yourself and develop yourself, and exactly what you're doing, my man.
Yeah,
exactly what you're doing. You're taking the bull by the horn, and you're inspiring others.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
Great guest. You're doing fantastic.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you. Are you doing anything online? Are you doing, because it seems like a lot of the guru stuff and the life coach stuff, you could do something online.
I'm waiting for the Lord to appear before me with the 2 tablets.
I see. Okay.
On Mount Sinai.
Okay.
And then I've been procrastinating on that. One, because I like this solace that I have. Actually, I enjoy not being on the road. No, there's a part of me that enjoys not traveling in these filth encumbered places and condos and whatnots, hotels. And this just gives me a new perspective that I would never have had before.
Right.
And in a good place, relaxing, and discovering other aspects of me, what I'm able to do. And I'll be branching off doing different things. I'll be doing acting. I have a great agent out here in LA, Los Angeles. And that's something, Lenny, I've had a lot of callbacks in my life that I never showed up for sitcoms, for many things. I was never available because I took the money on the road.
Yeah, you went on the road. Yeah, right.
As a road dog, you make that sacrifice. But there's another part. There's another part of all of us that we should pursue. And once acting resumes, I'm ready to go. And I'm here in LA ready to, I've done the road. I've done the residencies. It's a great, a great experience. But, there's other parts. I'm booked to do storytelling, which I've never done before. That's a whole new scene as well for me. So, Namaste.
Yeah, Namaste. Very nice. I like that. That's good. Well, that's you're not the only guy. A lot of comics I know, after a few months of being off the road, they kind of fell in love with different parts of themselves. You know what I mean? You get so caught up being on the road traveling, then you're home. You're like, hey, this isn't so bad. This is kind of cool.
No, I like it, and I think I'm gonna stay home. Like, even if it ever. By the way, I don't know. Here's my thing. I think live stand-up comedy has reached its peak in the sense that people are morphing into other forms of entertainment. There'll be comedy clubs. But it's not going to be what it was. In my prophecy that I'm doing, I'm like the Nostradamus. Excuse me, the Nostradamus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to predict it. But I just think that comedy will be like a niche type of forum where, like, jazz clubs are like a nice niche forum. People go to jazz occasionally. It's going to be one of those things in between the guy that plays the clarinet and the guy that plays the spoons in the subways.
Yeah.
And it's like vaudeville. You're going to have a lot more variety shows. It's going to be different. A lot of bars, and it's going to be what it was like in the 1930s or 40s.
Wow. Okay.
Because the model right now with the separation, it's just not sustainable. With the how does the club make money? How does the club make money?
Yeah, that's the issue that I think a lot of these clubs are falling into now.
I don't know. So I'm just saying that it's going to be around. You could do it. I just don't think it's going to be what it was. And by the way, many clubs are folding, and it's just a new era. That's all.
Dangerfields in New York just went on the market. Did you see that? Like 2 days ago, they're selling that club.
And there's that big club in Austin that went on is done.
Yeah.
I forgot their name.
That
a lot of them are going back.
I know what you're talking. The Riverwalk one or the okay, but they're because they're in the situation now where they can't, like they had the issue here with Rodney Carrington last week. They can't cram 500 people in a club that holds 400 people anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So how can they? You're right. So this persists. It's an unsustainable model. Like Florida is able to open up full Monty.
Florida doesn't care.
Full Monty. Everything's hanging. All the jewels are hanging.
They don't care. Yeah. As far as they're concerned, there's no COVID down there. Like, what do you mean that? What? To them, COVID to them is like March.
Yeah, exactly. So, it is what it is. It'll be around. I don't think Zoom is the form for stand-up comedy yet because they don't have the technology yet to to make it feel like a real. Listen, I'm sure you've done it. I've done them. I've done live stand-up comedy shows on Zoom. It's not the same. Even if you do well, it's never as good as you do it live.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing equal to the energy of a live room. There's nothing.
Right. So you'll never look as good as you can do live. No matter how much you crush it on that Zoom.
Well, it's interesting.
Not the same.
I think the cruise ship thing will be back though later next year, mid next year, because they'll just figure out a different way to do it. But scenarios where you have bigger name guys and guys that demand a certain ticket, it's going to be hard for them to do those shows because they can't afford to pay those guys because they can't fill those rooms. I mean, that's the biggest hit on them.
I think a lot of those guys will probably drop down to the clubs because they love the art.
Right. Or
you don't do this unless you love it.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true. No, that's totally true. You know what I mean?
You do it because you love it.
Yeah, nobody does stand-up nobody does this because it's easy. You know what I mean?
No. You have to love.
Yeah.
It's love.
Yeah.
To put up with what you have to put up with.
Yeah, and the longevity and all the other stuff. It's, it's a long time.
Yeah. So, I just think, so you'll get some big name guys that will accommodate and understand the situation. They're going to have to go down in price.
Right.
Unless they do their own parking, they do the parking lot in the Fry's Electronics. Then they can do what they want.
Yeah, right. Then they can do their own, set up their own show. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
A little tech issue here. There we go. Almost a tech issue. Avoided. Yeah, they're going to have, a lot of these guys will be able to, if they, especially the guys that don't have to do stand-up anymore. You're right. If they enjoy the art, they'll go out and do it just for the fact of doing it, but they're going to have to accept that they're going to get a lot less money than they were getting before. Like the cruise ship thing, they're talking about just doing more shows. Like they're not going to affect the money might not come down, but you're going to be doing almost twice as many shows because they can't fill the theater with 300 people anymore. They can only put in 100, so you got to do 3 shows instead of 1. Right. I can live with it.
But are the cruise ships open yet in a general sense? I'm not talking about the entertainment part.
In overseas, they are. Overseas, they're running. I know some people, they just decided again this year. It looks like they won't start again in the U.S. till around Christmas or January. But I believe they're gonna open up and go. I don't know. It depends. Now there's a congressional investigation into the CDC and the decision to postpone it and all this other crap. But I do know they're sailing overseas and they're not having any problems. All the ships overseas are running great. And I got a couple of friends that are entertaining there. I've had no COVID outbreaks. And I mentioned this in the show a lot. I have a lot of people that watch the show that are regulars on cruise ships. If people that complain about cruise ships are people that have never been on them or have only done 1 or 2. If you're on a ship all the time, you know and realize how clean a ship is. Like I felt safer on the ship when COVID broke out than I did on land because they clean a ship top to bottom 24 hours a day. They had 3 issues on like 3 or 4 ships. You know what I mean? When COVID broke. And plus, at the beginning, nobody knew what the hell was going on. Everybody freaked at the beginning. So we'll see. But again, we don't know. We'll see what happens in the long run. But did you ever see that picture of all the cruise ships they got rid of? There's they had to sell ships. They're in a junkyard now. There's a big picture, like 12 ships that are abandoned.
I had no idea. Oh. Now, I personally, I do not enjoy cruise ships for the mental despair of it. Now, you probably look at me, hey, Tommy Llama, what's so despairing? I don't like being in a cubicle under the sea, looking out my window into the ocean in a 5-foot, 5x5 dimension room with the chair. And you're with the crew. A lot of people think you're a comedian. You're in the luxury suites of the. You're not. Most of them,
you're like in solitaire.
You're in solitaire. You have no anonymity.
Yeah.
If you have a bad set, you can't escape. You can't walk outside with everyone knowing. Like you're looking at. Is that that's the guy?
That's the guy.
It's not a good. It causes mental despair. I'm worried more about the mental aspect than COVID for the cruise ships.
Well,
I know comedians that wanted to jump off.
I know. Well, most of the guys I know that felt that way got out. I knew a lot of guys that did it for a while, and they're like, I just can't do them anymore. I just can't. but I was able to mentally
Right.
adjust to it. You know, I was like, it was
Well,
either
it's
that,
isolation. You're away from your family.
you know.
You know, so I mean, it's isolation. And
Oh yeah,
by the way, isolation that's why they do it in prisons.
yeah, yeah.
That's a
No,
very
yeah.
effective punishment.
It is. It is a punishment.
Like they don't treat you that nice. That's all I'm going to say.
Even when you have a good show, you have to go back to your holdout stairs.
In regards to the accommodations.
Well, some of them, like some ships are better than others, but either way, it's the same thing. You're still in the middle of the ocean. You know, I don't know how some of these guys. Well, as a comic, you only do it a week or two at a time, but some of those crew members are on there for like 9 months at a time. That's a lot.
And Lenny, like it gets to the point you're on those cruises, you don't want to even get off the ship because all the islands are the same.
Yeah, you do get used to. Although
after get out of here already, it's all the same. It's monotony. You don't even. Oh, we're docked. Who cares? Who cares? Stay in the room.
Yeah. Well, plus I stopped going to places that were pricey because I'm like, I'll be at Nassau. I go, no, I'm not getting off in Nassau. It's too much. Then we're in Mexico. Oh, I'll get off in Progreso. It costs me. I can spend $20 for the whole day. Plus, although after 7 months of not being on a ship, I missed some of those sports. Now I miss some of those sports. Now I'm like, damn it. But there were a lot that I went to that I just didn't get off anymore. But guess what? Always go, why don't you get off? And I go, because I'm here every week. I'm literally here every single week.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, it's you know, you have no you can't even fraternize with the other patrons of the ship.
You can't do it with the guests.
You know, yeah, you could get, you know, you're always on eggshells, and no matter how much you do well, you have a show that goes awry, and you're toast.
Yeah.
I've known people who've done it for years, and like 16 years, and they get fired.
Yeah.
No matter what they had a bad show, you know, and you were only as good as your last show with them.
That's true. They're very. It's a very tight and tough ratings system, and they rate every show. You have one bad show, you're on eggshells. You have a second bad show, you're usually gone.
So here's what I have to say, cruise ships. It's called karma. Enjoy it. A pox on all of you. A pox.
Oh man. All right, man. All right. Well, look, dude. Tell me, what do you got coming up now? You already mentioned the gigs coming up. You have Ventura. Is Ventura Harbor booked already? Is that in November? And the Vegas date? Are y'all locked in with dates coming up?
That's November. That's Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, right on. Good. Well, hopefully they're open up and we're rolling by then. That'll be great. It's a great room.
Yeah. I love that room. It's a great room. And I got I'm doing Delirious Comedy Club November 6th.
Okay.
In Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be open. That'll be good, dude. That's all kicking off this week from what I heard, man.
Yeah. You got Spurs, and you know, it's great. You know, I love it. You know, I love the sport. But it's time not to be limited. It's time to unleash the beast.
Yeah.
And do different things and detoxify. Drink your vodka.
Yeah. I like the vodka thing. I'm going to try that tonight because I'm in Wichita sitting alone in this condo. That's a great time for me to do a vodka
cleanse. Oh, you're going to have a good time. Trust me, Lenny. When you do the vodka cleanse, call me after. Let me know
I will call you for sure. I'll try. We'll see if I can dial the phone. All right. That's perfect, man. All right. Well, then one more thing. When you go back out, are you doing the now I have another clip of you I can show at the end of the show. Which we're going to do that. Is there anything you want to talk about as far as, also more importantly, what do you got to plug? You got an album out there for sale? Do you got something that people can buy online? What do you got?
Well, I have an album out, but my producer's not calling me. I think he's given up on the industry. So I called him 3 times. He's not calling me. I think he thinks comedy's over. I'm speculating. I don't know. So
he's probably doing Uber Eats.
He's probably doing Uber Eats.
Yeah, you got to make a buck.
We made recordings, and now it's Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
So, you know, once the COVID hit, it's over. Like, I guess he maybe he's he realizes the writing on the wall, but nonetheless. So in interim, what I'd like to plug is what I do, Lenny, is I give inspirational memes on my social media pages in the interim.
Okay.
So on Instagram, I'm at the Tommy Llama. And on Facebook, I'm at Hey Tommy Savitt, Savitt. Okay. The second T is silent. Okay. And I give positive memes in the interim. A little something for the people. I give, my prognostications and motivations and self-help.
Can you grace us with any of those little? Do you have like a saying, something you can throw at my people right now?
I'll give you an example of words of wisdom.
Okay.
Like or advice in general. I go all over the place. It's how I feel that day.
Sure.
And like one of my most memorable things that I've said that's pertinent to me is the worst part about being cast in the Snuff film is having to memorize your lines.
That's the worst part? Okay.
Yeah. Imagine you're studying that script not knowing what kind of film genre you're in.
Right.
By the way, I had a friend, Lenny, I had a friend. I'm not joking. He was on a casting call. It was a Canadian comedian. It was a big 2020. I even played his body double on when they reenacted the scene.
Mm-hmm.
He was called in for an audition for a movie, and they were Snuff film guys.
Jeez.
And they tied him up in a chair, and they're practicing the sword technique, coming very close, and the guy felt this is not right. By the way, they killed the guy before him, by the way. I'm just letting you know. He doesn't know this. I'm just telling because I know the story because I'm the body double.
Sure.
I have a lot of
insight.
So doing this horror movie. It's a horror movie, Lenny. This is real. A comedian goes for this audition. It's a fall audition. They're going with the sword. And the guy's like getting the spot. Like this is getting too. Whoa! This is getting. He somehow wriggled out of the ropes. It stunned him so much they were taken aback, and he walked out. He just walked out, and like you go, why was he able to just walk out like that? Because he ruined the scene.
Oh, he'd ruined the scene. Yeah,
he
threw it up.
The gestalts.
Well, that
ruined
guy
it.
and that guy.
That actor, he's blacklisted.
He's blacklisted from Snuff films. That's all right.
By the way, those guys are in prison.
Well, then
it was by the way, it was a famous director in Canada. A famous. I don't. It's Canada, so of course I would. It's not famous to us,
sure.
But a famous director in Canada, and he's in prison right now.
Your buddy or the director?
No, the director.
Oh, good. Well, your buddy's out.
The guy blew his spot.
Yeah.
My acting friend, my comedian friend, blew it.
Sounds like he did okay. Yo, we got out. Good for him then. He's better off he blew it. Otherwise, he wouldn't be here.
Yeah, but it's
so
not like the director.
Who really loses, Tommy? Who really loses?
We all lose. We all lose.
Folks, Tommy Savitt. Give Tommy Savitt a round of applause. Please do that for me. That's my friend right here in my episode. Dude, thank you so much. I'm going to put all your info on the bio so that they can find your Instagram and your Facebook and get your inspirational quotes as much as possible. And I'll put a link to your dates coming up, man, on your website. Keep up the good work, and you're doing an excellent job. Thank you for bringing some inspiration to all of my fans. I'm sure that they really appreciate it. They need a little Tommy Llama.
Vodka cleanse, Lindsay.
I'm doing it tonight.
Vodka.
Thank you. Boy, all right, Tommy's the man. Folks, that's Tommy Llama right there, folks. Give him a round of applause, everybody. Perfect show. This went good. I can't believe this went well with the Wi-Fi and the thing in Wichita. I had no idea. I'm hotspotting off the phone. This went very, very well. You guys have been great. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for staying with the show again, as always. You guys are a great group of people. You're great. You're awesome. Also, if you enjoy the show, I mention this all the time. We don't have any so-called sponsors, so to speak. But if you want to support the show, look at that. Bam. Look. Look. Right there. If you want to support the show in any way, shape, or form, feel free to do that. You can go to LennySchmidt.com/ if you can Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy, or the Patreon page, which I was going to mention at the end of the show. If you enjoy any of the content I've been putting online the last few weeks, or the last few months, I'm sorry, it's 7 months now that we've been not going anywhere. Join the Patreon page. You can see all my online content, 80 hours of content I've put up in the last few months, as well as you get my free albums free, all 4 of them, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of information. You get check-ins from me on the Patreon page. You get writing sessions if you're in the top group. All those options right there to donate or support money. You can go anywhere from $1, just $1. If you enjoy the show for $1, throw me a buck, throw the show a buck. Or $10,000. There's the $10,000 button in there. So feel free to hit the $10,000 button. It's your call. It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you to do it or not do it, but you should. You should do it. I'm not going to tell you how many people did that $10,000 button, but it's none. No people have done the $10,000 button. You guys have been great again, as always. I can't thank you guys so much. I will be back Friday with a recorded show. I have a recorded episode. Jill Maragos, who I worked with last week. And besides that, you guys have been great. Thank you so much as always. Oh, if you're in Wichita, I'm here all week. Come on out. I'll be here tonight, Wednesday, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday doing a special family show, PG clean show, no swearing or nothing, at 5 o'clock Wednesday night here in Wichita. I'll bring the kids. It's not a balloon show or a comedy show or a comic show or a clown show. It is basically stand-up if you don't like a lot of swearing. That's pretty much what it is. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, as always, dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produced. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to LennySchmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.